Shri Guru Charitra, Chapter 2. Power and Glory of Guru Bhakti. Namdharak meets Siddha Yogi, the great and close disciple of Guru Nath. Siddha Yogi leads Namdharak to the Bhima Amaraja Sangam and, seated under the holy Ashwatha tree, starts narrating the Guru Charitra to him, which the latter listens to with rapt attention. Siddha Yogi narrates the story of the disciple Deepak and the Guru Veda Dharma, and about the unexcelled merit that accrue from Guru Bhakti and Guru Seva. Guru is indeed supreme, and all the gods are subsumed in him. If we can but win the Guru's grace, we will thereby win the grace of all the gods. Guru is indeed supreme. The names of Veda Dharma and Deepak have their own significance. Veda itself is both the Dharma and the Guru, and one who is devoted to the scriptures and abides by the Dharma which they enunciate is sure to gain enlightenment. This chapter is the key chapter of the entire text. It charts out the entire path for the spiritual aspirant. The Kalpataru can fulfill all your wishes. The Kamadhenu can bestow on us all the boons. The Paras stone can transform base metals into gold, but none of them can transform others into the like of themselves. This Guru alone can do. Namdharak, refreshed by the sleep and enlivened by the joy of the dream vision, now woke up. The dream vision of Guru Nath's splendorous form, with ashes smeared all over the body, with tiger skin as his garment, with locks of matted hair, and with looks overflowing with love and compassion, stood indelibly imprinted in his mind. Recapitulating the vision, he was in a state of ecstasy. But it soon flashed on him that it was, after all, but a dream. But even so, he realized and felt convinced that it was only because of Guru Nath's grace that he had such a blessed vision, even if it be a dream. But could he ever hope to have even such a dream vision again? Would Guru Nath ever again shower his mercy upon him? As he was brooding thus, lo, there came near him a yogi or an ascetic who looked like a near replica of the divine form which he had seen in his dream. The yogi too had similar face and looks, wore a tiger skin for his garment, and his whole body was smeared with sacred ashes. His face was shining with spiritual splendor, and his looks bespeaking of his inner realization and enlightenment. Namdharak was overwhelmed with joy and wonder and fell at the yogi's feet and exclaimed, "O great one! On seeing you, all the agony in my heart has subsided, and my whole being is filled with ineffable joy and eternal peace. I am feeling most blessed. I pray to you to let me know who you are and where you are coming from and where you reside. I am certain that it is Shri Narasimha Saraswati Deva who has sent you to me, taking pity on me." At this, the ascetic replied as follows: "I am known by the name Siddha Yogi, also referred as Siddha Muni. I am the disciple of the great Dattavatar Shri Narasimha Saraswati. The Supreme Brahman was my Guru. With his grace alone, I have attained the knowledge of the spirit and the possession of all the yogic siddhis. Ever since my Guru's departure from Gangapur and withdrawing of his avatar a little later, I have been constantly on pilgrimage. I am now on my way back to the holy Gangapur for the darshan of my Guru Nath's Nirguna Padukas enshrined there. I spend all my time reveling in remembrance and recounting the Leelas and Mahimas of Guru Nath. Oh, how great, how divine is my Guru! He is peerless indeed. How blessed is Gangapur, which is hallowed by his grace. How blessed indeed are all those who are devoted to him. They are freed forever from all mundane worries and are forever anchored in peace and happiness. Their homes will be ever prosperous, with everything aplenty and with no want whatsoever. Cattle, children, wealth, none of these will be ever felt wanting in the devotees' homes. For that matter, anyone devoted to his own Guru, let apart to Guru Nath, is most blessed indeed. He will be all peace and happiness himself. Guru is indeed supreme by himself, and all the gods are no comparison to him at all. Guru is the sole benefactor and liberator for man, and blessed indeed are those who are devoted to their Guru." Although Namdharak was so joyous at hearing this, yet some apprehensions started raising their heads in his mind. He said to Siddha Yogi, I am puzzled at what all you say. I am also devoted to Gurunath just as the predecessors in my family were. But I have no peace at all and am ever haunted by worries. In spite of my devotion to Gurunath, I am in a pitiful state. You say that those devoted to the Guru are freed from all worries and miseries. It doesn't seem to hold true in my case at least. Further, although I too believe that great indeed is Gurunath, how can you say that Guru, whoever he be, is indeed supreme by himself and all the gods are no comparison to him at all? Guru can hold some place of honor, like mother and father, but how can you rank him above all the gods? It puzzles me much and I fail to understand what you say. Siddha Yogi then said, My child, your faith is wavering and is not steadfast yet, and you are bedeviled with all sorts of doubts. Just as a sick person cannot relish food, however delicious it is, so also a doubting heart cannot imbibe the grace of the Guru, however abundantly it may be overflowing. Just as excessive and wrong diet is harmful to a sick person, so also doubts are inimical and detrimental to the progress of men on the path of bhakti. Is it not said, Samasyatma vinashyati? A wavering and doubting person perishes, and Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. The one with faith gains all the wisdom. You should cultivate unalloyed devotion to the Guru. Because of your doubts only, you are not able to derive the benefit of Gurunath's grace and instead have enmeshed yourself in misery. Ever remember that the Guru alone can redeem the disciple. Even if he has incurred the wrath of all the gods, if he has his Guru's grace, no harm will ever befall him. Guru's grace will be his invincible armor, even if all the gods make an assault upon him. But if one incurs the wrath of the Guru, none can ever rescue him, not even if all the gods together try. One should actually never make a distinction between his Guru and God. For the devotee, all the forms of God should be subsumed in the form of his own Guru. Thereafter, Siddha Yogi started narrating an anecdote from the Brahma Vaivarta Purana to explain the power of Guru Bhakti. In the beginningless times, Brahmadeva created the cosmos, and along with it he also created the four Vedas, the repositories of all wisdom, which enunciate the code of conduct for man for the upkeep of harmony in the universe. He also enunciated the Puranas by way of illustration of the practice of the Vedic Dharma in the day-to-day lives of people. He also created the four Yuga Purushas, assigning to each one of them the rule of each of the Yugas respectively. He does this in each one of the Kalpas. Each one of the Yuga Purushas in their respective Yuga has to undertake the responsibility for the upkeep of Dharma on earth for the welfare of all. Each Yuga will have its own specific characteristics and special features, and Brahma has explained about them in detail to each one of the Yuga Purushas. The Purusha of Krita Yuga is endowed with pure Sattva Guna. The Purusha of Treta Yuga has Sattva and Rajas mixed in him, while the people of the Krita Yuga are of contemplative nature, ever engaged in tapas and contemplating always on the inner self. The people of Treta Yuga resort to external and ritualistic disciplines and austerities, especially of performance of sacrifices, etc. The Purusha of Dwapara Yuga is predominantly Rajasic and always carries bow and arrow in his hand. But even so, he is calm and compassionate. The Kali Purusha is possessed with tamasic properties. The people of Kali Yuga are materialistic, who discard all noble values of life. They are atheists and take to unwholesome and evil practices. Moral values will sink to the lowest level in the Kali Yuga, and the Kali Purusha will tempt and lead people astray, take them away along wrong and evil paths. People will fall slaves to sensual pleasures and throw overboard all noble values of life. Cravings of the tongue and passions of sex are two weapons of the Kali Purusha to subdue men. Lord Brahma, however, had warned the Kali Purusha that he should be very cautious when he approaches people devoted to their Guru. He should never try to meddle with and harass people devoted to the Guru. The Guru holds the highest spiritual status, higher than that of even all the gods, and whosoever is devoted to his Guru is ever protected against all odds and harm. The Guru's grace will be an impregnable armor around his disciples and devotees. Otherwise, he would be incurring the wrath of the Guru and will come to grief, and none would be able to help him, and then not even the Trinity. Thereafter, Brahma narrates an anecdote to Kali on the power of Guru Bhakti. On the banks of the holy river Godavari, there used to be once the Angirasa ashram. In the ashram lived many rishis, ever engaged in their spiritual pursuits. Many young students used to come for learning to these rishis, who were very learned in the Vedas and the scriptures and were realized souls. Vedadharma, son of the great Paila Maharishi, was one of these rishis. He was revered for his vast learning as well as for his spiritual stature, and as a worthy son of a great rishi. He used to have a very large group of students. One day, during his daily discourse to his students, he said, "As a man sows, so shall he reap. No one can escape the bonds of karma. Human birth is a result of his previous karma only. Just as the law of cause and effect works in the physical world, the law of karma works in the moral sphere. Every thought, word and deed, as it were, is weighed in the scales of eternal justice. The moral law is inexorable and is inescapable." He then slowly added, "As for me too, in my former lives, in my ignorance, I committed many great sins. I have been able to expiate most of them through the severest of penances in this life, but there is still some prarabdha karma existing, which I cannot escape and will have to suffer. The time is now coming for me for undergoing this suffering, and I will soon be overtaken by the most dreadful disease, which will see me in its grip for a long time, for nearly 2 years. I need the services of one of you, if any of you are willing. You will have to constantly attend upon me, nurse me, and relieve me of my sufferings to whatever extent you possibly can. But let me tell you, the disease that is going to overtake me is most loathsome, and you will not be able to even bear my presence. Those who have to attend to a diseased person will suffer even more than the diseased person himself." With this, he stopped and kept silent. No sooner than the Guru finished speaking thus, one young disciple, Deepak, rose up, walked to the Guru's feet, prostrated himself there, and prayed he be given the chance and privilege to serve him. He said, "Master, what greater blessing can there be than serving the Master under all circumstances? Pray, give me the opportunity to serve you." Vedadharma said that he was setting out on a pilgrimage to the holy Kasi, as a disease which would be overtaking him could be fatal, and that he would like to breathe his last on the banks of the holy Ganges at the feet of Lord Vishwanath. Vedadharma then entrusted his other disciples to the care of other rishis, and he set out to the holy Kasi along with Deepak. There he settled down as Kambleshwar on the northern bank of Manikarnika. In a few days, the body of Vedadharma was overtaken by leprosy, and day by day the disease was fast spreading, ravaging the whole body. Flies almost made a permanent habitation on the sores of Vedadharma's body. Putrid and foul odor used to emanate from all over the body. Hardly could he sleep, and he was suffering great agony all the time. He grew highly irritable and peevish, and for everything he used to blame Deepak. He used to treat the disciple very harshly. He used to scold him for not cleaning his sores properly, and when he was cleaning the wounds, he used to flare up and howl that he was causing him pain. He used to complain that the food Deepak was getting for him was not good, but Deepak used to bear it all calmly, while at the same time he also felt sorry for the agony and served him. He strove all the time in trying to make the Guru as comfortable as possible. He himself used to hardly sleep, not used to eat properly, and when all the time of the day he was attending upon the Master, catering to his needs. The young boy's dedication and love for his Guru moved the hearts of even the great Trinity. One day Lord Shiva appeared before Deepak and said that he was immensely pleased with his Guru Bhakti and Guru Seva, and that he came to him in order to give him whichever boon he might ask for. Deepak said that without his Guru's explicit permission he would not do anything, and that he would therefore ask his Guru first as to what he should do and what boon to ask for. Shiva said, "Then you go and get your Guru's permission for asking the boon. I will be waiting here for you. I shall give you whatever you ask for." Deepak told the Guru about this and said that he would seek boon from Shiva for the cure of his Guru's dreadful disease. The Guru instantly flared into a rage and said he should not seek any favor from anyone for the redress of his suffering. He said he will have to expiate his karma by his own suffering only. Deepak went back and told Lord Shiva that he had nothing to seek from him. Brahma and Vishnu also later appeared before Deepak, and they too offered him boons, pleased with his Guru Bhakti. At the behest of the Guru, he turned down the offer of these gods too. Then the gods said, "When we, the supreme gods, who are higher than any being, are graciously offering you boons, is it not foolish of you to listen to the perverse behests of your Guru and spurn down the blessed opportunity that comes to you?" Deepak replied, "Pardon me, sirs, there is none equal to the Guru. Guru is higher than even the highest gods. What I ever yearn for is only my Guru's grace and not the favor of anyone else. If you are still keen on granting me some boon, please bless that my devotion to my Guru will only grow more and will never slacken and waver." The gods blessed him accordingly and disappeared. Actually, Vedadharma wanted only to test Deepak's steadfastness and devotion. For this, he put him to the severest of tests. When Deepak thus defied even the gods, Vedadharma was much pleased. The disease was not real. It was just assumed by him for the purpose of testing the faith of his disciple and to give to posterity an example of the supreme power of Guru Bhakti. Vedadharma then gave up the disease and became perfectly well. He embraced Deepak. He lauded him for his steadfast devotion to the Guru, even under the severest of trials and tribulation. Vedadharma endowed on Deepak all the knowledge of the scriptures and the highest wisdom and all the siddhis. He blessed him thus: "You will flourish as a Chiranjeevi forever in this holy Kasi. Lord Vishweshwara will ever be at your side. Whoever thinks of you will be rid of all their woes and will enjoy all prosperity and attain enlightenment." Deepak became as enlightened as his own illustrious Guru himself was, and came to be also known as Sandeepak or Samdeepak. Here ends the second chapter of Shri Guru Charitra, glorifying Guru Bhakti and the supremacy of the Guru over all gods. Glory to the all-merciful, the omnipresent, and the ever-responsive Gurunath.